I forgot about fire. Man, I could have been a fire dancer. I fucked up. I just got a weird body now. Hello and welcome to the Answers to Lemon, the smartest icebreakers from the dumbest dudes. Today I'm joined by your god of odd, Connor.
Coming at you, as always, from this, my space in the world, exactly... Oh gosh, I just realized how little I know about space. Gonna go with 4 cubic meters. And hopefully we don't have anybody overseas who would know what that is.
And I'm your humble host, Evan. I don't know what that means either. I'm illiterate.
So illiterate you don't know that meters are not something you need to read about.
I'm so illiterate I don't know numbers.
So illiterate and so American. Oh yeah, Evan, I'm sorry. I should have broken that down for you. That's approximately the width of 3/4 of a washing machine.
Okay, no, how many Evans is it? I measure things in Evans.
How many Evans is it? How many Evans is 1 meter?
If I need to figure out how much how far away something is, I will picture myself just flopping onto my belly, and then how many times I need to I don't know, domino over myself to be like, oh, that's 12 feet. That's 2 Evans.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I did that same thing during COVID when we had 6-foot provisions. I always thought I could fall forward and I would totally headbutt your groin. You are too close to me.
Cool. All right, I got nothing.
You don't need anything, Evan, because you know what I have?
What do you have?
I have a hole in my stomach where I used to put meats, and now I don't put them there anymore.
Do you need to see a doctor?
I do not need to see a doctor. That is probably a medical condition, but no, not to worry. And it's not because I picked up the more cruel yet maybe more healthy version of Lyme's disease.
The tick thing from last time.
Yeah, continuity.
Hey, look at us. Time moves in a linear fashion.
I can eat meat, but I have given it up because it's that wonderful time of the year, Lent. Where we get to be Catholic in behavior and not just in feelings.
Catholic's Christmas.
For our non-Catholic listeners, I don't even know I think it's a pretty widespread Christian practice. I don't think the Catholics get to own Lent and the Lenten sacrifice, which is the most dramatic way of saying I'm just not going to eat candy for 47 days.
Yep.
But yeah, you want to lay it on him, Evan. Give him a little spiel.
So Lent is the time where Catholics basically ascend to Super Saiyan Catholic mode, where we're not just miserable in spirit, we're miserable in body too.
Yeah.
So to, I guess, analog the trials and tribulations of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and because crucifixion is now a crime, we have to do things that don't kill people to make us feel bad about ourselves in a way of saying, hey, God, I'm sorry and I love you. So I guess Connor's doing that with a lack of meat, which I did a couple years ago. And I mean, I haven't gone back to pescatarianism, but I didn't miss it when I was doing it. But I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. Good for you.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, no, it's right. So far, not too terrible. So far, pretty okay going without meat. But I feel like at the end of most meals, I don't feel full. Meals end with an ellipsis more than they end with a period for the most part.
You lack the satiety.
Ooh, that's a good word. Yes.
I used to write a lot for weight loss surgery, so I have a lot of those words in my old noggin.
Perfect. Well, look, Evan, if you had ever thought back then, this job is not going to serve me for the rest of my life, you were wrong. It just paid off.
Yeah, I also know the word comorbidity.
I know that from psychology because we use comorbidity and it's not just a medical thing. But in more context, all throughout Lent, I know this is specifically Catholic. On Fridays, you're supposed to give up meat but the definition of meat is very loose. A lot of people know that that doesn't include fish or
Yes.
or seafood for the most part.
Yes, which I am want to partake when it is the Lenten season.
Yeah. Yeah. In the good old days, used to be all year round. Catholics are supposed to give up their non-swimmy meats on Fridays, but nowadays it's just Lent.
Cool.
But it's even easier than that because it's not just fish. It's like all swimming meats, which includes capybaras, which are, by the Pope's definition, fish.
Wait. What?
Yeah. You know those giant, really chill guinea pigs? They are mammals. Very good, Evan. They've got fur, probably produce milk. Honestly, I've never known any capybara personally. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure.
You haven't said, excuse me, may I look for your teats, please?
I promise you it is strictly scientific.
This is for religious purposes, thank you.
I need to make a full report to the Holy See. So please allow me.
Okay, hold on. So why is meat not meat in this circumstance? Do they swim more than they don't? Are otters not meat?
I bet otters wouldn't qualify as meat either. Yeah. It's all about it's a very technical, very Book of Genesis definition of meat.
Okay, so when I'm in a depressive state and I take way too many baths, and if I start to tip the bath to not bath ratio, do I become not meat?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I think the Pope would let us eat you on a Friday.
Am I the long fish?
the long fish.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Crocodiles, also totally game. Totally fine. I think lizards in general might not have fit the beasts that crawl upon the land. I haven't checked Genesis about this specifically.
I don't know. Oh, man. I don't know. Oh, I'm so interested in looking this up after. But I don't want to belabor the point. I do want to say, so my favorite thing that I ever did for Lent, because I did go to Catholic school. That's how I turned out like this.
The way he is.
Broken. The nuns taught, one of the nuns, she was very adamant on actually taking the suffering out of Lent. It's Lent isn't just for punishing yourself, isn't for taking away things. Lent, the idea is bettering yourself through practice, and kind of through that idea of celebration and meditative, like the 40 days and nights in the desert that Jesus was tempted by Satan. Instead of giving up something for Lent, I made myself play the bass line to 40 Days by Streetlight Manifesto every single day in Lent.
Oh, that's so cool. Could you still play it?
I can't do the whole thing anymore, but I can still do the opening with the do 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 do, and then I think that phrase repeats. But once it comes into and it's been 40 days I've tried, I don't think I have any of that anymore. But I bet you if I looked up the tabs or how to play it, it would come back really quick because that's how muscle memory works.
Yeah. But, I've added things into my life rather than just giving stuff up before. And yeah, if you're doing Lent properly, you're not supposed to be beating yourself up about it. It's not like a hirsute kind of a season.
Nice reference.
Thank you. we all get our moment in this introduction here.
How about it?
But yeah, it's supposed to be you give up something that's not so good for you, or you put something on that is good for you, and you're supposed to feel good about it because you get to add a little spiritual sort of glaze all over this little behavior change.
Yeah, just be great. That's all that matters. But I guess this segues nicely into our most important first question of the night. Is there anything else how you've been other than pescatarian, vegetarian? Which flavor are you doing?
I feel like properly I think of it as Catholic pescatarian because
so you are eating capybaras.
Yeah, because I've been chomping down on those goofy chill boys. No, although beef stock legal, meat juice totally on the table. but meat, it needs to be the flesh. It's only the flesh that you can't have. So like I'm not even
wailing of teeth.
Yeah. So like I've got French onion soup on the docket one of these days.
Are you doing my caramelized onion trick?
No, because that feels too easy and too successful.
So fucking Catholic. You are too Catholic for your own good sometimes.
I also, I think it's been established I can't do slow cookers. So
yes, I'm going to fucking, because Leah was bringing up that she wants caramelized onions. I'm gonna show you how to do it this weekend. Damn it!
Listen, great accompaniment to pierogies.
Pierogi.
Oh yeah.
I forgot
you're
part Polish,
you're my
bitch.
friend who knows these things. Yep, just Polish enough to get yelled at, not Polish enough to remember how to pronounce pierogi.
It's all right. I have nothing going on in my life other than Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is the best Tekken that has come out. It's so fucking good.
That's it.
I more time to play more Tekken 8. Because I've got to like edit a podcast and like hang out with friends and make sure I eat and things. But it's like, yeah, but I could be learning combos right now. It's so good.
That's one of the rough things about really getting into a new game is how much it just takes the enjoyment of the rest of your life down by 10%.
Because you're just thinking about it all the time. Like while I'm working, I've got fucking YouTube videos about Tekken 8 up on my second screen. I'm like, I could be learning these things. I could be getting my ass handed to me that hard.
What about my ass? Cool. When will my ass get handed?
It's just, there's something beautiful about it, of like, we have reached the level of video game where it looks how it did in your head when you were playing like Tekken 3 as a kid. It's all that flashy and cool now, but actually,
yeah. You know what I'm really excited for in like the grand scheme of video games?
Sure, what?
I feel now we have actually finally reached the absolute peak of graphics. Like everything past here is just gravy, right? Yes. Like it's photorealistic. We have actors who join games, and now that the industry doesn't need to worry about making better graphics all the time, I feel like all that energy is going to go on other places. I feel like we're going to start getting more creative game design, because you can't market yourself so well off of just having fantastic graphics. You've got to make good games.
That's exactly what my friend Mindy and I were talking about last time we were screaming about art forms, and she's all excited about how like the future of video games, like, you know, AAA is going to be AAA, and they're always going to stick with the you know, the better graphics, the more sand coming out of the bag when you shoot it bullshit. Pay artists, fuck you, pay artists. But like with all the indie devs, they're all going hyper stylistic with their art. And that's what's so good. And that's what's going to draw in the nerds like me. Like, I have never played this game before. I mean, I have since purchasing it, but I saw, I started watching a speedrun of a game called Curse Crackers For Whom the Bell Toils. I watched maybe 3 minutes of it, said, I love that art style so much, stopped it, and immediately purchased it on Steam. And it's so fun. The music's great. The story is fun. Like, there's so much like verve and character in all of your little GBA style pixel friends, and like there is a rich lore to this place that is just kind of like doled out to you through conversation, because everyone has existed in this reality, so they're working with knowledge that we don't have, but we're able to put things together. It's really cool. It's really cute and fun.
I feel like that's always the trick to the world building, is you can't just give somebody an encyclopedia about the world. You just gotta kind of breadcrumb them.
Yeah. But yeah, that's dope.
Nice. Almost good enough to take you away from Tekken, it sounds like.
I was playing it before Tekken came out, and since Tekken came out, it's been Tekken and the occasional Pokemon game. But the want is Tekken. The desire is Tekken. So good. All right. But my biggest desire right now in this moment here in the year of our Lord, whatever it is when you're listening, because again, we stream this to your ears concurrently. Number 31, Connor. What's your favorite kaiju?
Wow. There are a lot of really good choices. In terms of the two big ones, King Kong versus Godzilla, I'm definitely a monkey boy. All about that.
I'd be a Godzilla in that fight, but
fair enough.
Yeah, but we naturally butt heads.
But you know what? Friendly rivalry, and one of them is like one of the reasons I love King Kong is that he's very much the underdog in this situation. He just isn't atomic, and that's a major disadvantage. And
that's why I like my scaly lizard boy.
Yeah, and I want to give him a lot of credit for weapons and like cognitive function and just like you can think your way through this because you got better smarts. But
yeah, not just radiation breath.
Yeah, but it's really hard to think smarter than radiation breath kills.
Yeah.
But my absolute favorite kaiju of all time is Clifford, the big red dog.
Ooh. I never would have thought of him as a kaiju, but you are so fucking correct. He's a big red dog.
You don't realize that he's a kaiju because the world accepts him. But once you realize that Clifford could kill anybody in that little town, you start to realize maybe they've accepted it out of necessity.
Yeah, I guess we just got to be really grateful that he's a really well-trained boy.
Yeah.
That little blonde girl in the overalls, man, she knows what's up.
She does. I mean, she's definitely got his number.
Is he your favorite kaiju because he's friendly? Or is it because you could pet him?
He's my favorite kaiju because he's the closest to real life. I feel confident I could be very good friends with Clifford the big red dog. But also just because of, I think, the shiver that would run up my spine living in a town with Clifford the big red dog, knowing, wow, I'm really glad that this dog is nice and good and has chosen the path of righteousness. And just that sense of like, you're just an atomic bomb that just is never going to go off. That's really nice. You're a natural disaster that's just never going to break. You kind of walk around feeling just grateful.
Yeah. I don't remember Clifford all that well. What were the antics he would get up to?
They were mostly big based, mostly about how big he is.
Okay. Was he like helpful? I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I think generally, like he was very friendly to everybody and he would assist them in their like, oh no, my car fell down a well. Well, Clifford will just take that out for you. That's no problem. Okay. And I think he also struggled with his bigness and had some normal sized dog friends and might have not been able to enjoy all the regular dog things all the time. Needed jumbo balls and blankets made of 300 blankets, like that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can dig. I like this. It makes a lot of sense. You have shaken my core idea of what is a kaiju because I was so zeroed in previously. Because now I'm like, is the Iron Giant a kaiju?
Absolutely.
Man-made.
I think I would rank, although I think there is a natural antagonism between giant robot and giant monster. I think I would call robots kaiju.
Okay.
Yeah. Iron Giant, absolutely a kaiju.
All right. I don't have as good of an answer as Clifford the big red dog. I think my favorite kaiju is sorry if you haven't seen it, but watch it anyway, would be the Evangelions from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like, angels, they're all great. They're all fucked up in super interesting ways. But I really love how messed up the monsters are of these fucking mech suits that they shove these very, very broken teenagers into. Like, just the level of disturbing that they have is just, it speaks to me on a really fucked up, edgy teenager level. And I appreciate it as an adult still.
I accept your answer. I will tell you, if we had a third listener, thank goodness we don't. 2 listeners is really all we can handle. A third listener might tell you that's just a giant mech suit and not a kaiju. But I think there's enough monster in fucked up teenager that it qualifies.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Connor. If you watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, some spoilers, the giant mech suit may not be a mech suit. It may instead be a kaiju.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, dude. It like the scene where you find that out is so fucked up. It's so like literally monstrous. Like the mouth opens and it becomes this like nasty, disgusting, like almost like fucking zombie mouth. It just the fact that Shinji cannot control the rage in like taste and feelings because the pilots feel everything that the monster feels, mind you. So he can't control this thing, but is feeling all of the things that it is going through. It's horrific. It's wonderful. And it has one of the best poppiest fucking anime openings you've ever heard. Because it's the one that's
That's a very misleading sounding theme song.
That's the point. So Neon Genesis Evangelion is one of the first what's the fucking term that Super Eye Patch Wolf used like years ago? The one where you're like breaking down a genre. It's a diss something.
Disassembly.
I don't remember, but it's like Madoka Magica for the magical girl genre, where it's like, oh, magical girls, but fucked up. It's Gundam, but fucked up.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds like a term I would really like to know.
Yeah, I mean, he used it a lot, and I used it a lot when I used to talk about this shit with my friends. But
well,
as a 30-year-old adult, I don't know anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna need to do some searching. Gonna need to.
Yeah.
And listen, half an excuse to go watch an Eye Patch Wolf video. It's a full excuse.
Yes. And while you're searching, you should listen to Cruel Angel's Thesis, because it is such a good song. It's so good. Lee and I were singing it yesterday.
And so, aside from the fucked up teenagerness of the whole situation, is there anything else that you particularly enjoy about them as kaiju?
Just the designs are so fucking cool. Like they're iconic for a reason. They're super angular and sleek, but like almost muscular too. They just there's you can see how much love the character designer put into all of the Eva units. So cool. Cool. Big fan.
Nice.
So,
and natural question. If we're going to talk about kaijus.
Yes.
Who wins in a fight? Clifford the Big Red Dog. Keep in mind, he does have children's TV show level plot armor.
That's true.
Or your Evangelion kaiju.
Evangelion kaiju.
Really? You feel like, okay, yeah, there's a question here, like the battle between this fucked up, I can destroy anything and nothing is sacredness of Evangelion versus the wholesome, nothing bad could ever possibly happen of Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah. And I think Evangelion is designed specifically to destroy that plot armor that I think it overtakes that shit.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe Clifford the Big Red Dog just needs to learn a lesson that day about taking a loss gracefully.
Yeah, because the idea of Evangelion is basically Gundam pilots, but depressed though.
Yeah,
because they are literal children being used as weapons of war. It's gonna fuck them up.
But could they perhaps freak out so badly that they have to kill this adorable, friendly, lovable dog that the mech just goes completely bonkers and like forgets the whole point of the mission and doesn't kill Clifford or get into a serious fight?
Oh, no. Shinji would be trying to stop it from killing Clifford.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're bloodthirsty.
Yeah, I want to set you up for a bad time, Connor. You should really watch it. It's a really good show. It's not one to watch with your wife. Let me say that though. I think Alita would fucking hate this show with every fiber of her being. Yeah. But I would love to talk with you about it. Holy God.
That sounds pretty good. You know,
it's really good.
I'll look into the stream. I feel like I could use an anime. Yeah. And I know it's a classic. I know it's one of the world literature collection.
When you watch that, you're going to be desensitized to the tamer violence of Yu Yu Hakusho, and then you can watch Yu Yu Hakusho because that show is also great.
Maybe someday.
Someday. Talk about this weekend when I put it on for you, bitch. I got that shit queued up. All right. Enough of this nonsense. Let's go down to 97 and see what we're talking about here. Good God.
Ooh, a fresh one.
Ooh, if you could do any carnival sideshow routine, what would it be?
Oh, I really like a carnival. How do you feel about carnivals?
How do I feel about carnivals? I love the idea of carnivals. Do I actually like them, though? Yes, I do. I don't like all the people there, and I mean that as in the guests. I love all of the vendors and the people putting on shows because they have traveled, and I get to talk to them. Because there's something about just a dude who is just kind of there, you know? You know what I mean by that?
No. What do you mean by that?
Because they're not from a place. They're just here right now.
You like them because they're liminal people.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we're all liminal people. We all must shuffle off this mortal coil eventually.
Wow. Yeah, I really like carnivals, and not because I'm extremely entertained by clowns, but I just love the variety and the concept of someone putting so much time into perfecting the ability to just run themselves through with a sword to entertain people and to have a spot in this traveling carnival.
See, the part that I really dig about carnivals is, oddly enough, the local fare, because I love showing up to a carnival and finding, like, you know, the local Knights of Columbus or whatever, you know, Elks or club that people have in that area, and they're just raising money for their town shit. And I'm like, I'm getting awesome hot dogs and burgers on the cheap, and I get to talk to some weird old bocce who's like way too sassy with me. I'm like, hell yeah, this is a great time. And then I could go, and I do always like looking at like the weird food and shit that's like selling around. It's like, oh yeah, I want tacos, but as like a takoyaki ball on a stick. Like, that makes perfect sense. Why not do that, carnival? It's like, and then it's like, oh, people are really into 10-gallon hats at this place. For what? Why? I don't know, but I'm glad.
Let's just sell them extremely cheaply made. And everybody will wear one.
The novelty of it. But as far as a carnival sideshow routine, I want to be one of the dudes with the weird bodies. Like, I want to be
kind of weird body.
Yeah, I want to be the one who does like really weird, like, contortion and flip shit.
Oh, okay.
Like, I can do like weird balancing. Like, I'll balance like a fucking, you know, like chair really weird, and then I'll like do a handstand on it, but using my chin.
Okay.
I'm definitely not big top material, but I'm outside the big top to draw people in toward the big top. Like, I don't think I have the chops to do any of the time-worn classics, like the sacred carnival sideshows. But like, I want to be kind of like the neo-punk version of it, like the breathing the new life into the carnival act, and just having like, you know, it's like, I don't know, I do like a weird pop and lock, and I look like my left arm is now on my right somehow, and they're like, whoa, did you see that?
I like it. I think you could have a really weird body, Evan. I believe in you.
I think that's the flavor that I want. Like, I have a weird body, and I do weird things in it that make people stop and go, what? Oh, okay, neat. Oh, the clouds are here. And then they walk by me, hopefully throwing a couple of bucks in my open briefcase. So I think that's what I want. Because I think just like ultimately it always comes down to me wanting to be more active and physical, and not doing it. And the way I need to trick my mind into things is to like have a reason to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how this is coming out in this want in this moment.
Nice. Do you have a name in mind? Do you think that there's a way to summarize this act?
Oof. Come back to me on that. That is more than an off the cuff thought. Yeah, I think
Mr. Balance or
there's some marketing in there, like Stretch Ev Strong.
Stretch Ev Strong.
I do know that I would definitely have like, you know, a MP3 player modded to look like an old 90s boombox, and have like a bunch of like Kesha and I don't know, like some old hip hop playing and stuff. Nice. While I'm doing my act.
Oh, may I suggest Human Gumby?
I was trying to work Gumby into it somehow. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
I'm liking Human Gumby. That feels
Son of Gumby. How about Son of Gumby?
Ooh, yeah, I like that. It's like, yeah. Oh, and that also lets me do one of the other things that I do every now and then, and paint my body.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. I've painted my body and had people paint my body on several occasions. I don't think I can count on more than one hand, but the fact that I can use most of my fingers, I feel.
Yeah. No, I'm clocking in at a solid 0 times in my life. So.
No, you just did the morph suit thing.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot more economical.
I like going the extra mile. That's my thing.
Yeah.
All right. What's your flavor? How are you pulling in them tickets?
I'm going really back and forth on it because, you know, there's a part of me that wants to throw daggers because knives are fun.
It crossed my mind.
And if I could master that.
Oh, I wonder, do you need to be thrown at before you can be the thrower?
You start on the ground
use the knife,
floor.
You must know the knife.
Yeah. I don't think I've got the nerves for it. I feel like at some point I'd just be like, if I miss one day, like, it's my fault. Is this an ethical choice to make, to be risking someone else's life, voluntary or not? And I feel like that would probably throw me off my game. So I don't think I can do that.
Even worse than that is they're going to be your friend. Like, you need to have a deep trust with this person.
It's
like
my colleague.
You are very friendly with them. Like there is, and I don't mean this romantically, but there is an intimacy between two people who either throw or be thrown at knives.
Yeah.
So like,
that's a bond.
God, I feel like that's closer than love in some circumstances. I wouldn't throw a knife at Leah.
Maybe that's the love talking, Evan. You're gonna need to shed that if you're gonna get this act going. But you don't need to. You're Son of Gumby.
That's why I've got a weird body. I got a weird body.
You've just got the weird body instead. That's so much more convenient. I think no matter what happens, I know I want to be some degree of clown. What I have learned visiting...
Are you a painted clown?
Yeah. Not, but think like sort of smudgy, kind of incomplete clown makeup. I maybe just a nose and like something around the eye, or, you know, not a full clown getup, not like a real classy one.
You got up late for work this morning, clown.
Or like, I was a clown yesterday and this is what's left after I've slept through it.
You are the embers of a clown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think to that extent, I want to work with fire too, because fire's also fun.
Yeah.
That always I forgot about fire.
Man, I could have been a fire dancer. I fucked up. I just got a weird body now.
Maybe you can work it into your act somehow. Maybe you can set yourself on Gumby fire. I don't know. That sounds like a pretty good hook, actually. Maybe I'll just be the promoter.
Yeah.
I feel like Gumby would be really flammable, don't you?
I do, but like, I don't know. I feel like fire dancers have bodies. Maybe they're weird.
They do.
But but a promoter is not a sideshow act. What sideshow routine are you?
I think I'm going to be an I think part of my act will be seeming to be an unwilling human cannonball. Like I am someone that they trained to be a human cannonball, and I can do it, but I refuse. And so people need to like track me down and force me into the cannon, like giant novelty plunger to get me like down deep enough into it.
Okay, so it's like a little like CNC clown. I like it.
What's CNC?
Consensual non-consent.
Oh, yeah. That's a way of putting it. But yeah, a totally accurate one.
I'm like going into wrestling storylines for you now, where it's like you have beef with your promoter, but like you need the paycheck still. So like the harassment like it always starts with tussles, but it always ends with you being pushed into the cannon and shot off.
Yeah, and I feel like you could do like the would you do it for a Scooby snack thing, but with a paycheck in the middle of the ring, and like all sorts of ways that I could pretend to be seriously, grievously injured, and then like demand a little extra moolah to like, oh, my back, and that would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm liking that you could pull the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, like show up in a cast or something. Like I can't do it today, boss. And it's like he writes an extra like 50 onto the check, and then you like spring out of it like a basketball player ripping off his pants.
Yeah, like Popeye just getting some of that spinach, but it's just money.
Oh,
I'm really
you're getting that spinach.
Shallow clown. Yeah, get that spinach.
I like that. That's very fun. And, it also makes people think about the hell that is capitalism.
And a little social commentary in there, too. This act has it all.
All right. I gotta
get to see clowns in danger, and people love that because we're not so hot on clowns anymore.
No. Yeah, especially after all the weird stuff that the internet made it do. But also you get to be there with like an oversized wick as people are putting their fingers in their ears right behind you. It's very fun. I like your act. I'm proud to draw people to your act, Connor.
Thanks, man.
My weird body are helping people see your body go flying.
I'm glad you've got a weird painted body. And what I really hope for your act is that you sincerely try to convince people that Gumby is literally one of your parents. That you are literally half Gumby.
Yeah, no, there is no breaking the kayfabe in this act. Like I will have like Photoshop portraits of Gumby around me as a kid, like as I'm getting my diploma.
Getting bluer and bluer as you get older in the photos. Yeah, people are like, but that was a stop motion show, and you're like, oh yeah, and I bet they faked the moon landing too.
I love it. All right,
what will my father get to do?
My dad's a very lovely man. Thank you very much.
He has sciatica now.
Yeah. Did you know that he was a television star a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Had his own show. He was on the back of Archie cartoons comics. Before we get off this topic, I gotta ask, what's your theme song for your clown? Like, what are they firing you to?
I feel like if we're going with it's gonna be like Working for the Weekend, something like very working class, like drudgery of your job.
It's actually just all Men at Work albums. Like the songs don't relate. It's just Men at Work. Oh hell, I love it. All right.
On the side of the cannon, there'll be like a little punch card that I have to dip a card into. Clock into work.
Moving back up in the world, we're going to question number 33. Oldie but a goodie. What is a cocktail created and named by you?
Ooh. Yeah, cocktails are fun. I feel so like nowadays, I think I have a literal answer for this.
Yeah.
Classically, it wasn't just named after. I think when the first iteration of this question, it was named, not just you named it. It was named after you.
Yeah.
And used to be when I was still coming to understand how alcohol works in general and the ethics around it. My cocktail originally was the Sneaky Bastard.
A funny classic 15 years ago, when we were children and stuff like that flew.
Gosh. Yeah, well, and I cobbled it together out of necessity. At the time, we had whiskey and we had Angry Orchard, and the sneaky bastard is a pint of Angry Orchard with 2 shots of whiskey in it. But as I said long ago, you only tell people there's 1 shot of whiskey in it.
What is your real answer?
My real answer, I don't think I've quite perfected it yet, but it's the SS Tasty.
Oh, what a cute name.
And it is mostly pineapple juice, like as the base mixer, with something spicy and something smoky. So like a mezcal, and I don't know if I've got like an Entre Reyes or something. I've never actually bought one of those bottles, so I've never been able to experiment with it directly.
I with it being, if I may I?
Oh, please.
Cool. I'm thinking especially with the nautical themes, dark spiced rum is a classic. A lot of like Myers. You can do a float. Everybody loves a float. At least I do.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And I feel like a little pineapple leaf, like the spiky long one, that'll make for a pretty good.
If you want to do the spicy garnish, you could just do like a little pickled pepper.
Oh, you know what I could? Ooh, that sounds nice. Yes, and I think a little tahini rim.
I had tahini coated peach gummy rings at my sister's.
How was it? It sounds like
awful.
It would be great.
It was so bad. It sucked. It was a vastly unpleasant experience.
What was wrong?
I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't think the tahini worked with the gummy ring, and the gummy wasn't a good gummy.
Oh. Yeah, that's a shame. That's too bad. I feel like that's a good idea that just needs better execution.
Yeah, it's just like for some reason like the peach ended up making the tahini taste like dirt.
Rough. That's no good. Well, anyway, I've had many a good tahini rim in my time. Please, God, please let me be pronouncing that correctly this time. I feel like I've pronounced it 4 or 5 different ways and it always feels right. I know it's not Taijin. I'm that far.
Taijin.
Anyway.
Tahini. Yeah, tahini.
Nailed it.
Nice. Nailed it. Look
Excellent.
at you go.
Fantastic. Good job, Brady.
The SS Tasty sounds very fun.
Yeah, I like the rum floater. I think it'll be mezcal mixed in it for the smoky aspect. Yeah. And like kind of a barbecue-y grilled pineapple, sort of a melding there. I think that should work. But I like the rim or the floater of the rum.
Very much a summer drink. Probably go with like a lot of like pulled meats.
Yeah. Yeah, a barbecue, and like not too difficult to put together. The rim is always kind of a hassle, but a little pickled pepper, and yeah.
It's not a caramel rim. Those I hated doing caramel rims when I was a bartender. They were just gloppy. They got everywhere and made me so grumpy when all the people would come in for their Sam October whatever, and just like, can I have the caramel rim, please? Like, I would prefer you didn't. These are a mess to clean. They got all over me and my pants. Could I do anything else right now, please? Can you just drink a beer like a normal person?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I sympathize. I'd ask for the caramel rim. I'd make you do it.
I hate you. So
what about you, Mr. Bartender? Now that we know that you've got industry experience.
So the first cocktail that I thought of was Joe's Summer Drink, which is unfortunately not made by me, so it doesn't count.
Nope. Already taken. But if we get your uncle on the podcast.
But I could get it like popularized. I could be the shitty white guy who takes all the glory. Just by marketing it better. But Joe's Summer Drink is a classic, delicious alcoholic beverage. It is simply absolute citron, tonic water, and a squeeze of lemon.
That's a tough one for me. Not a tonic guy, but
I prefer tonic to seltzer.
I've been promised many times that if you just add something else to tonic, it gets good suddenly. That's never been my experience.
I know you've had Joe's Summer Drinks.
I don't think I have, man.
With all the times that we've been to the beach?
Yeah, no, I don't think that ever came across my lips.
Well, I am sorry. I'll have to do better as a friend.
I guess you owe me some tonic, citron, and that last thing.
Squeeze a lemon.
And squeeze a lemon.
I was making those for Uncle Joe when I was like 12 years old. My aunt was always so upset. And he's like, he's not drinking it. He's just making it. It's fine.
That's career building. Teach him a trade. Good for him.
I was a bartender. Her son was a bartender. So like, I don't. The trouble with this question is, even though I was a bartender, I don't really drink, and I never really drank a lot. My goal with booze was always to kind of get me there, so that's why I just would drink plain vodka and like, Jameson neat because I'm a monster.
Yeah, you've never really been a cocktail guy either. Like
No.
you throw back a few shots if that's what kind of night you're looking for, but I've never
No.
really seen you mix beyond maybe putting something into a juice, perhaps.
But the only one that I can think of off the top of my head was I got cocked one Easter when I was working the bar, because I did not want to be there. My co-bartender wanted to get out, and because she was cute, I was like, okay, go on, I'll man the whole thing. So it was just me and the walls waiting for stuff. So I ended up making myself what I think I will call a Russian sundae, I think is what I'll call it. I will call it.
That's promising. I like it.
The base of the cocktail is a White Russian, but what you're gonna do,
which you'll remind our listeners is
is milk, Kahlua, and vodka, correct?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, I think it is too. So the devil is in the details with the Russian sundae. So you start by taking a pint glass and you
Kind
give
of do a
it
little drizzle.
chocolate fudge swirl
Ooh.
on it, and then you use caramel vodka. Yes, you use caramel
Interesting.
vodka, and it was Tia Maria, which is a slightly bougier Kahlua, because again, I was drinking on my boss's dime, so I went for the better stuff. Whether he knew it or not, that's not my problem anymore. And
Unless he hears the podcast, and at which point
he definitely does not listen to
thanks for
podcasts.
listening.
He is an angry old Italian man. There is no way that Tony listens to podcasts. Then instead of milk, it was I think half and half, so it was even richer.
Oh.
And whipped top with grated chocolate ganache on top.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it messed me up. I was sheets to the wind that Easter, but thankfully I started drinking early, so I sobered by the time it was time to go home. Don't drink and drive, kids. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, be responsible. Drink in the morning.
Yeah, and then sober off by the time you need to leave.
That's right.
If you're gonna do it anyway, do it responsibly.
That's right.
I have yelled at too many people about drunk driving. I'm gonna just write down Russian Sunday real fast. Yeah, that's my Javi. It's sweet, it's delicious. It'll give you a fucking hangover the next day.
Dude,
But-
you've got 2 cocktails to make me now.
Well, let's buy some very small shots of booze this weekend, because I'm not. Well, we can get larger vodka because I make vodka sauce a lot.
Excellent.
Oh, but I don't want to do vanilla. This is off podcast shit. We're doing number 52. Ooh. I love this one. Because I'm a child at heart forever. What Pokemon do you want to be real and be your little buddy?
There are a lot of really good answers.
My answer is Growlithe. My answer is always Growlithe.
Growlithe is a very good answer.
Fire dog. I want my little toasty puppy boy hanging out with me. Because like ever since I was a kid, just watching that episode where you find out that James is a rich kid who ran away from home and had a best friend named Growly. I'm like, yeah, I want a best friend named Growly. Like, I love Growlithe so much. I would love to hang out with him. We'd be like chill bros, like radiating way too much heat because he's a little fire boy. He's a furnace. People hang around me because I just burn and radiate body heat and use me for warmth.
Yeah, he's
and
warm-blooded.
Like, if ever like I get the opportunity and he's keen on it and a Firestone somehow falls into my lap, then I could evolve him into an Arcanine and then like I get to ride my legendary boy around having a good old time. Hitting fucking Mach speeds on a dog. Oh. But yeah.
That's the life. That's living.
And then we can like play Frisbee. And like, I don't know, man. You could probably like if a Pokemon's real, I'm probably doing some sort of camping. I think it's just like it's obligated at that point. And, like you could like light our fires and shit.
That's convenient.
Boom.
Yeah.
But also just cute little dog.
Are you aware there is a new Growlithe evolution?
Hello.
So it's I want to say, Hisuian version of Growlithe.
Hisuian Growlithe.
Yeah, we'll Google this up.
What a dork. Oh, what a little doofus.
It's the only argument I have against Growlithe as the obvious answer for this one for you is which Growlithe?
I gotta go classic boy.
I know that's where your heart is.
It's gotta be as I'm seeing soft fur stony horn. I'm worried about like us roughhousing, and you know, I am not gentle with animals. Like that rough horn's gonna just get me.
One of the major appeals of Growlithe 2 is just how soft.
Yeah,
it looks so
fuzzy
soft.
Boy. He's got such a proud chest. I want to pet that chest. Pet that dog, damn it. Very cute, but oh my god, it's so doofus looking. Hisuian Arcanine now. Let's see what you look like. Why is it so small, Bulbapedia? Oh, okay, that one's a little bit better. I like how all of the designs are very cloud-like, very speed. But yeah, no, I'm too set in my ways. I'm an old man. I'm gonna go classic iteration. So that's me. What Pokemon are you chilling with?
Speaking of classic iteration, I think I'm gonna go Ivysaur. I think I'm gonna go just one bump up from Bulbasaur, but I don't want to get into like full monster-sized Ivysaur.
Yeah, Venusaur would be like, you can only ever keep him in the backyard.
Yeah. Ivysaur, you could still get up on the couch.
Yeah. What's the 3 foot tall, 30 pounds,
3 foot tall. Yeah, that's That's
just a big dog.
Yeah, big dog made of plants.
Yeah,
because you get all the appeal of having a dinosaur friend, and that's nice.
Pretty good.
And it's also a freak of nature because it's got a plant growing out of its back.
It does.
Probably smells nice.
You will have to water him a lot.
That's true. And classically, I have not been very good at that. But he can water himself to some extent. I just got to fill the bowl up.
Yep. This is a plant that lets you know when he's thirsty.
Yep. I water my dogs very effectively. My plants less so, but Ivysaur can get himself to water.
Okay. All right. So is it just the nice smelling dinosaur approach, or are there other things drawing you into this Bulby boy?
Well, I think I'm digging deep into the nostalgia piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Bulbasaur was always my starter every time.
You would have kicked my ass. I was a squirrel boy.
Well, that's the way it goes. But, there's somewhere out there, there's a Charizard, got my name on its foot, ready for stomping.
Yeah, the thing that I like about Ivysaur is y'all are just broing it up on the couch, and you're like, "Hey, can you pass me the bowl of chips?" And then Vine Whip.
I do. Yeah, it is nice that it is a quadruped, but it has arms and hands for all intents and purposes, and that's good for Ivysaur in Ivysaur life. Easy, built-in leash if that's even necessary. Not like the government is going to know what to do with Ivysaur, but if they've got leash requirements, just got to hold on to one of those vines.
That's very
Very
good.
helpful. Very helpful around the house. And yeah, I just like there's something magic about the plant dinosaur. In a way, like Fire Dog also has a lot of magic to it. There are a couple of Pokemon that are just animals for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, a Rattata.
Yeah, like Meowth, Persian. Feel like if I really wanted that, I could just go and find a giant cat and risk my life every day.
I mean, to be fair, Wooloo would be dope. Just a sheep with cute braids.
I could find a sheep and braid it cutely, So I want some magic in my Pokemon friend.
I like that. Yeah, I like how we're both kind of towing that line, because we're not pulling a Mr. Mime in. It's like
no. I was also thinking, like, I feel the back sort of, there are Pokemon that'll grant you literal wishes, and I think that's just asking for too much. Yeah,
I also like that we didn't go with any legendaries. Like, I want fucking Ho-Oh chilling out, just a phoenix. Like, okay, cool.
Ho-Oh's got better things to do than just be my friend. I don't think I'm cool enough for Ho-Oh to live with me. Maybe like visit once a year. Like we could be summer pals or something, in migratory patterns. I could be on that map.
Whenever you're in the area, hit me up.
Yeah. Well, neither of us were going with Pokemon God either. I think that speaks to a well-rounded ego for both of us, that we're not trying to get fucking Arceus in our kitchen.
I thought it was pronounced Arceus.
I don't know, man.
50-50 shot. Tell us who's right. Put a fucking poll up on the internet. No one will respond. Is it ethical to ask your Ivysaur to put sleep powder on you?
Totally. Yeah. Okay. That sounds really useful.
That was my first thought, of just like, can you be my melatonin boy? I don't sleep so good.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, not habit forming. Nobody in the show ever had trouble getting a full night after they got conked out.
It's better than a Jigglypuff. You're not gonna get all marked up when you wake up.
That's right. Sleep aid Pokemon, very useful. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you've got a very good choice. And like, oh man, you could give him like little like different planters based on the season. You could dress him up for Christmas.
All that.
Oh man, you gotta go. I just got a cute pup. You got a fun dinosaur dog. I love it. Oh man, I love it. I could talk about Ivysaur all day now, apparently.
I will say you will save a whole lot on heating bills during the winter. Feel like most of your house has got to get heated up just by having that dog around.
I do think it would be the end of my relationship with Leah if I were to have a Growlithe, though, because she cannot handle the heat, and just to have a literal running, barking furnace.
Well, she just need to have a counter Pokemon, because she gets one too. She'll just need to pick something up that'll keep her nice and chill.
So Leah doesn't super care for Pokemon, unfortunately, but she is one of the best nicknamers I have ever come across. Her starter was Fennekin, and she named it Boy. She got a Bulbasaur that she named Child. And my personal favorite is her Onix that is referred to as Freight Train.
Oh, that's really good.
Right.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, I wish she loved turn-based combat just so I could get more nicknames out of that girl. But alas.
Oh.
That's our last question, but sorry.
I was going to say either one of us could have gone with a flying Pokemon. Just never had to pay for another flight. And you love birds. You're a bird guy.
Birds. I love birds so much.
You could get a corviknight. That'd make you and Leah happy.
That would. She loves corviknight. She's a big fan of him. My favorite bird Pokemon is Pidgeotto.
Very classic.
Always have a Pidgeotto. Always name him Zephyros. I name all my birds after names of the wind. I know a lot of different names of the wind because of fucking Pokemon throughout the years.
There are some really, really good ones. When you come up, I can't remember any of them, but every time they're like, "Oh, that's a great word. I want to remember that."
Well, we can explore more of this at a later date.
Before we do, what would you name your Growlithe?
I have traditionally always named my Growlithe Gregory. It was a name given to me one day when I was playing like a ROM in college. College is the word that I wanted to remember. Holy shit.
University.
It's like, what do I name my Growlithe? And my partner at the time said Gregory, and I've done that ever since. And I would kind of stick with it. I do like the name Gregory for a Growlithe. I like the alliteration. The weird part is that my dad's name is Greg.
Mm-hmm.
So that does fuck me up, and I don't think I could have a Growlithe named Gregory in real life.
If I were your dad, I'd be flattered.
That's true. Off the top of my head, I kind of want to name it Biscuit. I think Biscuit would be a great name for a Growlithe.
Nice. That's a good one.
So that's my answer in the Evan that is in this moment. And as with all of these questions, if you're still listening to listeners, thank you. All of the answers to these questions are in this moment. They don't need to be permanent. Change, everyone grows.
That's right.
Little life lesson for you, free of charge. Fuck. Do you got anything else before we wrap this up?
Cabbages. That's what I'd name my Ivysaur.
Oh, thank you. I did mean to ask you back, but I got distracted by naming a dog after my dad.
Yeah, you started philosophizing. That's okay.
Oh man, I would be referring to your Ivysaur as Piragi.
That would be a threatening thing to say. If you find someone who's named like cabbages and you're like, oh hey sauerkraut, oh so you're going to cut me up and pickle me, huh?
Oh, because he's so cute, I could eat him right up.
Ooh, that's a good counter. You're right about that.
Kapusta would also be very fun.
True.
But cabbages is very good. I like that. I like that a lot. I love to see seasonally when they bloom and when they don't, the plants on their backs.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Like, just feel like that's just an extra little changing of the seasons.
Yeah, it's cute. Very good.
Feel a nip in the air. Yeah.
But that's the end of the podcast. You didn't need to listen this far, but you did. Thank you so much. You're awesome. If you want to get your own questions on the podcast and hear what your God of Odd and what the fucking I have to say about it, you can hit us with your questions, comments, or concerns at
lemonanswers@gmail.com.
That is lemonanswers@gmail.com. If you want to get parasocial with us and hang out on social media, we have all of them, and it is at The Answer Is a Lemon. Just check us out. Say hey. We got nothing going on. We'd love to talk to you. But that's the long and short of it. Love you. Bye.
Adios.